How you doing, folks? The Signorelli Man bringing y'all some videos here about fake news channels, um, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. You cannot, I mean, for some reason, we just can't trust these news channels anymore. At all. Can't trust them. Complete liars. Complete liars. Let's start off with CNN. Let's see what these guys got to say.
And in more than 200 countries and territories, clearly this debate was an embarrassment for the United States of America, a clear embarrassment.
It's embarrassment, alright. An embarrassment for Chris Wallace. You know, me and my brother were, and as a lot of people were really happy that Chris Wallace was going to be the moderator. As it turns out, Chris Wallace is a joke. And a liar to boot. And I'll prove that to y'all here in just a minute. But we're talking about CNN right now, so.
I want to bring in CNN's fact checker, Daniel Dale, who's been very...
CNN fact checker. You know, I was going to come up with some jokes for this, but CNN just did it for me. So let's check out CNN's fact check.
busy tonight scrutinizing everything we heard from both candidates. Daniel, first, the big picture. How much was fact? How much was false?
Well, it depended, Wolf, on who we were listening to. I think it's important for us as journalists to say when both sides are not alike. And they were not alike tonight. We had an avalanche of lying from President Trump. Biden, conversely, made at least a couple false or misleading claims.
There you go. Bam. Right there. He pretty much said that everything President Trump said was a lie. And most of what Joe Biden said was true. I don't even think we need to play any more from CNN. CNN, you guys got so many lawsuits against you. It's ridiculous. They've been sued, and they not only sued, but they keep losing. That's how much for deficit. They go in here and spit lies about people. Then they lawsuit. Then they lose the lawsuit. Then they gotta pay. Y'all more than welcome to fact check that. So for those of y'all watching CNN, what the hell are you watching them for? I mean, are you? They can't even be. They certainly can't go into the category of a reality TV show. They definitely can't go into the category of reporting actual news, because the news has to be true. They don't do that. So what can they go under? Well, they can be a science fiction channel. So if you're looking for sci-fi, and you like science fiction, hey, CNN's your guys, because out of all of them, they have more science fiction than the channel Science Fiction itself. So, I think we're done with CNN. And this idiot right here, yeah, Daniel Dale. Daniel Dale. Science Fiction Daniel Dale. Well, bye-bye, Daniel. We'll try to see if you pop up anytime on Sci-Fi, because you certainly don't have any real fact-checking abilities, and you're definitely not a comedian. In fact, I think you tell so many lies that Sci-Fi wouldn't even put you on their channel. But, you know, CNN seems to be their own sci-fi channel, so, you know, I'm sure you can pop up there every once in a while like you did here. Okay, we're done with them. We'll just close them out. Let's see what we got. Oh, Chris Wallace next on our list. Chris Wallace.
Go to the next segment. In that segment, you each are going to have 2 uninterrupted moments. In those 2 uninterrupted minutes, Mr. President, you can say anything you want. I'm going to ask a question about race, but if you want to answer about something else, go ahead. But I think that the country would be better served if we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions. I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting
Oh, that's
than
all
he
right,
has.
but he does plenty.
Well, less than, sir, less
there's
than.
plenty.
No, less.
I wanted to back this up for a minute because this is where I'm gonna prove Chris Wallace Chris Wallace is not only a joke, but he's a liar. I mean, just a complete fucking liar. And as far as a moderator, I don't think I don't think he'll ever will be able to do a presidential moderator debate ever again in his career. And for me personally, if Fox News if Fox News has any brains and unless they want to become another sci-fi channel, they should get rid of Chris Wallace, because he's just a liar. He's biased. Yeah, he was biased right here, and I'll prove it.
That's what we're talking about
you
here.
should-
All right, that's
Not
the
about
end of
here.
that's the end of the
Shouldn't
segment.
have taken the money.
We're moving on.
It didn't take them.
Well,
Vice
it's a
President,
but Chris,
no,
can I be honest? It's a very important
Try to be
question.
honest.
No, I-
He
I-
stood
good
up.
No,
he stood up,
the answer to
and
the
he
question is
threatened
no.
Ukraine.
No, sir.
With $1 billion.
Sir?
You, the American people. It's about you. That's what we're talking about
you
here.
should-
All right,
Not
that's the end of the
Shouldn't have
segment.
taken the money.
We're moving on.
It didn't take them.
Well,
Vice
it's a very-
President.
Okay, my apologies. I thought I had the debate from the beginning. That's my fault. We'll fix that here in a second. So we'll just go on and go on to MSNBC. I got one of their clips ready. Another sci-fi channel. Another sci-fi channel.
There's another thing that we really need to discuss, and that is what the president tried to do last night and what he's continued to do over the last month, and that is attack our democracy and attack our voting system. When you see someone like Stacey Abrams in the state of Georgia making strides, getting 800,000 new folks registered in that state, new voters registered in that state, 800,000, making strides with the black vote in that state, and seeing what's happened in Georgia, Jane. Now you see the president attacking the democracy and attacking this voting system over and over again, repeatedly for the last month. What is that doing? What changes are happening because of these attacks?
Yeah, the president's false claims and Rudy Giuliani's long legal effort, they're not.
And there it is. False claims of voter fraud. Well, we all know that's not true. Michigan. Michigan, I mean, unless you guys are living under a rock, I could do a whole. In fact, we'll do a whole segment of widespread voter fraud. The funny thing is Trump called it from the beginning, from months and months of exactly how there would be how the voter fraud would happen, and nobody gives him credit for that. Nobody. He said exactly how it would happen, and to the point where it as of right now, if things, Rudy Giuliani and the Kraken didn't go to court, Joe Biden would win this election and would do it by cheating, because that's the only way that's the only way he could have won this election, and got 20 million and got. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard of. Got 20 million more votes than even Obama did, who's another loser as a president. It's amazing. This, we finally get an honest president in here. And they can't take it. They can't handle it. They have no control over him. He wasn't bought by anybody, and people, and that's what they're mad about. We have somebody doing great things for our country, and people are mad about that. You know what I'm mad about? The fact that y'all can't report real honest news. That's what I'm mad about. It's crazy. You would think we want our country to be ahead of other countries economy wise. If we're leading the world in an economy, if we're if we're negotiating peace deals between other countries, that makes us the most important country in the world, people. Our freedom is being protected. Whenever other countries need something, they come to us because we're going to help them get it. We're going to help them. We're going to help them get things done. And And all that does is circle back to benefiting us. And these people are insane. Freaking insane. So there you go. MSNBC, another sci-fi channel. They certainly don't report news, real news, but they're really good at reporting sci-fi. Fox News. Here we go. Chris Wallace.
Reaction was, this is great, because so often these debates become parallel news conferences where one candidate answers the question to him, the other candidate answers the question to him. So when the president started engaging with Biden, I thought, we're going to have a real debate here. It became clearer and clearer over time that this was something different, and that the president was determined to try to butt in and throw Joe Biden off. You gave your statistics. I saw another Fox analysis that indicates the president interrupted either Biden's answers or my questions a total of 145 times, which is way more than 1 a minute. And he bears the primary responsibility for what happened on Tuesday.
So here's what I'm curious about. In the moment, did you think to yourself, this is a mess, or did you think I can get this back on track?
I just want to point something out, folks. Okay, first of all, Chris Wallace is a bold-faced fucking liar. Second of all, did you notice that he did not have the facts on how many times Joe Biden interrupted the president? Now, what y'all just seen is Chris Wallace report that the president of the United States, I mean, just total disrespect, and a complete liar. What's funny to me is he knew exactly how many times Trump interrupted Joe Biden, and the fact that President Trump interrupted Joe Biden first. Well, let's just fact check that. In both debates, Joe Biden interrupts Trump first. In both debates. But, you know, Fox News, another sci-fi channel, including calling, you know, and by the way, all these same channels called the election for Joe Biden another sci-fi, because the election ain't been called. All the states ain't been certified. Somehow, 5 weeks later, a couple of states are still counting ballots. That is insane. Insane. You know why? Well, because they're cheating. Interrupts Trump in debate. Alright. So interruptions and assaults dominate. First, Trump, Biden. I want to make sure I try to pick the right one. All right.
There has been talk about ending the filibuster or even packing the court, adding to the 9 justices there. You call this a distraction by the president, but in fact it wasn't brought up by the president. It was brought up by some of your Democratic colleagues in the Congress. So my question to you is, you have refused in the past to talk about it. Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court?
Whatever position I take on that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should go out and vote. You're in voting now. Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now.
Are you gonna pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know.
He doesn't want
Okay, this ain't the beginning. Oh, Jesus. Of course. This isn't the beginning. See if we can try
With
to...
that exhausting and chaotic first debate last night between President Trump and Joe Biden. For much of the night, Biden could barely finish a thought. The president interrupted him at least 73 times. At one point,
Let's see if we can actually find... I'm sorry, folks. I thought I had this here. Okay, here's the beginning.
Justice Barrett would take the President Trump.
200,000 dead. As you said, over 7 million infected in the United States. We, in fact, have 4% of the world's population, 20% of the deaths. 40,000 people a day are contracting COVID. In addition to that, about between 750 and 1,000 people a day are dying. When he was presented with that number, he said, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is because you are who you are. That's why it is. The president has no plan.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000, and one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped it from going in, but it was China's fault. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India. They don't exactly give you a straight count, just so you understand.
You can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID crisis. And he has no intention of doing anything about making it better for you all at home in terms of your health and your safety. He ought to get on the job and take care of the needs of the American people so we can open safely.
All right. Your time is up, sir. We are going to get to...
I have to respond to that.
Well, you both had 2 minutes, sir.
Excuse me, he made a statement.
So did you.
People want their schools. No, people want their schools open. They don't want to be shut down. They don't want their...
By the way, this part of the debate is supposed to be open discussion. So, just something else I want to point out that Chris Wallace apparently don't even know how to run a debate to begin with.
State shut down. They want their restaurants. I look at New York. It's so sad what's happening in New York. It's almost like a ghost town. And I'm not sure it can ever recover what they've done in New York.
Yeah, they don't show it again. My goodness. I didn't want to make this a long video. Here.
Debate of the 2020 election. For the first time since October 2016, President Trump will share the stage with a political opponent. Democratic presidential nominee and former Vice President Joe Biden. Here's a look at the stakes for tonight. About 3/4 of likely viewers, people who say they'll watch, are tuning in to see how their candidate does. Just 6% say they're watching because they're still deciding whom to vote for. 6% may not sound like a lot, but it can take less than that to flip a state. 13 states.
Our life. You will see the Democrats.
Good evening from the Health Education campus of Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Clinic. I'm Chris Wallace of Fox News, and I welcome you to the first of the 2020 presidential debates between President Donald J. Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. This debate is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates. The commission has designed the format, 6 roughly 15-minute segments with 2-minute answers from each candidate to the first question, then open discussion for the rest of each segment. Both campaigns.
Yeah, you heard that. 2 minutes for each for a response, then open discussion. I want to point, and this is really important, just to show how Chris Wallace is the last person that should ever moderate anything ever again. After really watching this, it amazes me how he can even get through an interview on Fox News, to be quite honest. So, here we go.
Very simply, we won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee, respected by all, top academic, good in every way, In fact, some of her biggest endorsers are very liberal people from Notre Dame and other places. So I think she's going to be fantastic. We have plenty of time. Even if we did it after the election itself. I have a lot of time after the election, as you know. So I think that she will be outstanding. She's going to be as good as anybody that has served on that court. We really feel that. We have a professor at Notre Dame, highly respected by all, said she's the single greatest student he's ever had. He's been a professor for a long time at a great school. And we won the election, and therefore we have the right to choose her. And very few people knowingly would say otherwise. And by the way, the Democrats, they wouldn't even think about not doing it. If they had, the only difference is they'd try and do it faster. There's no way they would give it up. They had Merrick Garland, but the problem is they didn't have the election, so they were stopped. And probably that would happen in reverse also. Definitely would happen in reverse. So we won the election, and we have the right to do it, Chris.
President Trump, thank you. Same question to you, Vice President Biden. You have 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, thank you for doing this, and looking forward to this, Mr. President.
Thank you, Joe.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is, and that say occurs when they vote for a United States senators and when they vote for the President of the United States.
Don't worry.
They're not going to get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already. The election has already started. Tens of thousands.
But a president's elected for 4 years. We're not elected for 3 years. I'm not elected for 3 years. So we have the Senate, we have a president.
He's elected to the next
during
election.
that period of time. During that period of time,
right there it is.
Have.
That's where Joe Biden interrupts the president first.
An opening. I'm not elected for 3 years. I'm elected for 4 years. And the 100 million people, Joe.
Interrupts for the second time.
The 100 million people is totally wrong. I don't know where you got that number. The bigger problem that you have is that you're going to extinguish 180 million people with their private health care that they're very
That's
happy
simply
with.
not true.
Well,
Interrupts for the third time.
you're certainly going to socialist. You're going to socialist.
Now he's just talking over him.
We're now into, gentlemen, we're now into open discussion.
Open discussion.
Open discussion. Yes, I agree. Go ahead, Vice President.
Okay, now, Chris Wallace stops the president, stops both of them from speaking, says now we're in open discussion, and then tells Joe Biden to go ahead and talk.
Number one, he knows that what I proposed. What I proposed is that we
Just in
expand
case y'all
Obamacare
missed it.
and we increase it. We do not wipe any. And one of the big debates we had with
Strongly. At some point, 10 years ago or so, she said a president and the Senate is elected for a period of time, but a president's elected for 4 years. We're not elected for 3 years. I'm not elected for 3 years. So we have the Senate, we have a president.
he's elected to the next
During
election.
that period of time, we have an opening. I'm not elected for 3 years. I'm elected for 4 years.
The
And the
election's
100
already
million
started.
people,
Interrupted.
Joe, the 100 million people is totally wrong. I don't know where you got that number. The bigger problem that you have is that you're going to extinguish 180 million people with their private health care that they're very
That's
happy
simply
with.
not true.
Well, you're
Interrupted
certainly
and
going to
talked over.
socialist.
Go
You're
ahead.
going to socialist medicine.
We're now into, gentlemen, we're now into
Now,
open discussion.
Chris Wallace
Open discussion.
Open discussion. Yes,
stops
I agree.
the
Go ahead,
president
Vice
from
President.
Number
talking.
one, he knows that what I proposed. What I proposed.
And then gives the time. This is open discussion. This is open discussion. So Joe Biden interrupts the president at least 3 times, talks over him. Chris Wallace stops the president from talking, and then basically tells Joe Biden it's, hey, this is open discussion, and you can go ahead and start talking. Chris Wallace, you're a piece of shit. You should never, I hope never, we were so happy we thought you was going to be such a great moderator. You're a joke, you're a hack, and now that we see what Fox News is about, I would say you belong on CNN, but now that we see what Fox News is really about, another sci-fi channel, y'all, we're not gonna call y'all news media from now on. Y'all are sci-fi channels. That's because y'all, you get on here and talk about science fiction, and that's the truth. So there you go, folks. There's a couple channels I left out. Please leave a comment, subscribe. Also, I was in a very, very serious car accident. I'm very, very blessed to be here. Please donate to my channel. I'm gonna start doing a lot of videos. Like everybody else, I don't have a team yet. So it's gonna take me a little while. I got some learning to do. So cut me some slack. Please subscribe. Please help me get going. And please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. We're gonna report real news, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's President Trump, and guys, it's time to take our country back. I'm gonna do some videos on the fake election. We're gonna start getting my brother talking. We're gonna get, we're just getting going here. This is gonna be some. We're gonna have a really good channel. We're gonna get up and going. We're gonna get very serious about it. Of course, everybody says this is the wrong time to get it going, but when you got something good to offer, y'all are see. Just give us a chance. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I am asking for donations right now. Yeah, you can certainly go to my Facebook, Nicholas Signorelli. We have a fundraiser page up for me. Again, I was in a very, very, very serious car accident, and I'm very blessed to be here right now. So just wanted to point out to y'all that we should stop calling these guys, these channels, news media, because they're not. They're sci-fi channels. That's what they are. That's what they get on. That's what they get on TV and talk about is science fiction, and let's call them for what they are. They're science fiction. And y'all have a blessed day. I love you guys. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks.